Okay, we're giving very corporate vibes. White and black shirts, yes. Hi guys, welcome back to Danny's Academic Corner. It's been a while since I've filmed. In fact, my last video was 2 weeks ago, and ever since then, I haven't really had the time. Life has been life, and I've just been so busy. I haven't really had the time to film anything, but I'm back and I will be consistent. So let's get into it. So if you are new here, welcome to Danny's Academic Corner. This channel is dedicated to talking about all things that concern navigating the academic journey. So as you can see from the title of today's video, we are going to be talking about preparing for life after graduating if you are in your final year of studying. And this video was actually based on a conversation that I had with someone recently. We were talking and she was saying to me, I love the content that you've been putting out lately, but I would also love some more information tailored to people who are in their final year of studying, whether at the bachelor's level or at the postgraduate level, because a lot of us are thinking about what to do next. And I was like, I got you, girl. I will make time and film something. And it is really an important topic in terms of what to do next. I did put out a video a while ago whereby I shared my experience in terms of navigating life after graduation. I'll link it down below if you want to check it out. But yeah, of course, that's my journey, which is unique to me. And we're all going to take different paths when it comes to life after completing our studies. And majority of us, we do end up pursuing a career, and we want meaningful employment after graduating. And my video is in fact going to focus mainly on that area of life after university. But it would be remiss of me to not talk about other options that are available to new graduates, or new graduates after completing their studies. So first of all, what comes to mind is that you have the option of traveling and exploring your country or another country after graduating. In fact, I know someone who did that. She went to the USA and was an au pair, and through au pairing she was able to make money and travel across the states. And she said that was a really, empowering and enriching experience. And that is definitely something that you can do if you're interested in traveling in an affordable way. Some people also go to Asia and teach English and use the money that they make from teaching to travel. So yeah, I think that's also an option. We don't all have to jump straight into a career as soon as we graduate. Sometimes we really just want to take the time to explore other parts of the world after studying for 3+ years. Now, some of us, we might say, you know what, like this whole thing of working 9 to 5 or working for someone else ain't gonna fly with me. So I'm gonna focus on my business venture and be my own boss. And again, I know someone who did that. We studied together in our bachelor's degree, and she always used to say, I don't know about you guys, but I am not working for anyone after I finish this degree. And she started working on her business idea while we were studying. And now, when did I graduate? In 2017 with my bachelor's. She's got 2 businesses now, 2 established businesses in Durban. And yeah, I mean, we're not really like close like that, but I'm really proud of her. And I've visited one of the businesses, and yeah, she's really doing amazing work. But basically, that's just to encourage you guys to say that we all don't need to take the same path. There are plenty of options, and those are just 2 that I can think of. But let's get into the meat and potato of today's video, which is basically preparing for employment after university. Now, let me take it back to when I was in my undergrad. In my final year of studying, I did a Bachelor of Community and Development Studies, by the way, and I'm so grateful I did that degree because in my final year of studying, we did this module which basically exposed us to the type of work we will be doing after graduating. So the module was basically called community-based learning. And as the name suggests, we were learning by being based in a community. And it was a year-long module. In the first semester, we had to choose a local organization to basically volunteer at and basically work with the staff and the community in that organization and basically gain experience. It was a great experience and I learned a lot. And then in the second semester, we were placed by our university department in an NGO in our municipality, and it was around 10 students per organization. And again, that was also good exposure, and it gave us the opportunity to build our skills in terms of teamwork skills, reporting skills, negotiating access with community members, and building trust. You know, these are some of the important skills that you need if you want to pursue a career in community development. So overall, I was really grateful for that module, because if it wasn't for that module, I wouldn't have really had any exposure to my field of study. And unfortunately, not all degrees are structured like mine. A lot of people come towards the end of their degrees and they're still kind of left in the dark in terms of what career options are available to them. I know universities are making more of an effort now, and they have things like career days and career expo. What do you call these things? Exposés? I'm not really sure what the word is, but you know what I mean, right? They have like these career days where people from different companies come and they talk about what they do and the companies that they work for. They bring brochures, sometimes even gifts and things like that, and that can also be useful to students. Unfortunately, the pandemic has kind of halted some of this type of things that universities do, though now, you know, lockdown measures have, you know, more or less gone. So hopefully that would be something that universities reinstate. But yeah, basically I want to do this video because I feel that for a lot of us, and even though I had that experience of my placement in my undergrad, but we go towards the end of our final year of studying, and then we realize that we really haven't really done much preparation in terms of preparing for the next journey ahead and navigating applying for jobs and navigating the whole workforce life. And I think it is just so important to be armed with as much information as possible, so when you start looking for jobs, you're not like bewildered and confused in terms of where to start. Now, for those of us who are living in South Africa, the unemployment rate recently was released for the last quarter of 2021, and you know how it is, girl, like it ain't good news. The unemployment rate has climbed up once again, and that's the official one. The expanded unemployment is even higher, and then if you have to look closely at youth unemployment and graduate unemployment, you can't help but feel a bit hopeless and just feel, a sense of despair and anxiety about what's to come, because those figures are not looking good. But despite that, I do always feel like the news is going to be the news. They always, they always show things that cause people to feel frightened and alarmed. But with that said, I really think that it doesn't hurt to still prepare and leverage this time while you are in your final year to figure out how you are going to be a candidate that will stand out from the rest of the people that you will be applying with. And basically, I just want to share some tips and advice with you guys in today's video. Now, I actually made some notes which I'm going to be looking at from time to time because I want this video to be as focused as possible. So let's get into it in terms of using this time in a very meaningful way to prepare for job hunting once you've completed your studies. So my first point I want to advise you guys on is to use this time to start reflecting on what you've enjoyed while you've been studying these past few years. I know some modules we do it for the sake of doing it, but I'm sure there's at least one or two modules that you really enjoyed and you were like, oh wow, like if I could, find a job where I'm doing this type of work or doing this type of research, I would be really fulfilled. So, for example, myself, when I did my master's degree, the modules that I enjoyed learning about the health system. I enjoyed learning about reproductive health and also migration. And there were also other things that I enjoyed doing that weren't necessarily modules per se. We did presentations and I really enjoyed just speaking and sharing my knowledge. And I liked the research aspect of, working on a topic, researching the topic and presenting it. So I knew, or rather that gave me an indication that whatever job that I want to pursue, I need to do something whereby I am using these skills like presenting and researching, or I'm focused on these areas that I love or I'm passionate about. So in a nutshell, my advice for you guys is start thinking and even write a note. Start thinking about the things that you have enjoyed while studying and also the things that you're good at, because if you're good at something and you have physical evidence of you being good at that something, whether it's in your mark or projects that you've done, it is definitely something that you can indicate to employers when you are doing an interview or when you are writing your cover letter. So all in all, think about your areas of interest and your strong points. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So my next advice is to also think about what sector you want to work in. So when I talk about sectors, I mean the public sector, like government, local government, and provincial government. You also have the private sector, which is corporate, and then you have the non-governmental section. So if you just start thinking, okay, I feel like I would thrive better at corporate because my interests and my personality fits a corporate environment. I know that in the next 5 years, I want to climb up the ladder. I want to be in a managerial position. I'm focused on the numbers. I'm focused on, whatever it is that corporate focuses on, and you know that your interest aligns with that, then, you can pursue majority of jobs that are in corporate. But if okay, you know what, like I really want to work with local community members and I have a passion for, development projects, maybe an NGO will be more fitting for you. So of course, the sector that you work in will also be influenced by the field of study that you're currently in. Of course, if you do a career like accounting, it would make sense to pursue something in corporate, but I just want to add as a caveat, just because you may be interested in a particular sector, you could still find a career in another sector doing what you love. So let's say, for example, you're studying accounting, and it's natural to think that you're going to work in an accounting firm, but there are also NGOs and academic institutions that are looking for financial managers and accountants. So you also just have to think beyond what you've been told. Like, okay, I studied this, so this is the organization that I'll be working for. But like I said, it's always good to just prepare in terms of the sector that you want to work in, because each sector will have its own culture and its own way of navigating work. So I would also advise to do some research in terms of the different sectors that you're interested in. Start looking at companies that you're interested in, or if it's a local government or municipality, start looking or researching on the types of projects that they are engaged in. So that's just my advice, basically. Think about the sector that you want to work in. Now, once you've thought about that, it's also good to start researching the types of jobs that are being advertised in the sector that you are interested in. So let me make an example from something that I'm familiar with. I knew that I was interested in pursuing a job in a non-government organization. So first of all, what I did was that I started going on websites that advertised mainly NGO jobs. So 2 key websites if you are interested in NGO jobs. There's NGO Pulse, and then there's ngojobsinafrica.com. That's where I was finding majority of the positions that I was applying for. So what I used to do, I would check these websites out. I would see what kind of vacancies are available, what skills that they're looking for, and just basically it just gave me an idea of the type of job that I would be doing once I graduated. So it could be something like community facilitation. It could be something like fundraising and grant preparation, or it could be something along the lines of monitoring and evaluation, or something along the lines of research. So yeah, basically start looking at the jobs that are available and what types of skills that they are looking for. Is it time management skills? Is it someone who is good at public speaking? Is it someone who is enthusiastic about community? Is it someone who is a creative? Someone who's good with social media? I mean, the list goes on. But once you start engaging with the type of work that you will be doing in the future, you could also put yourself in a position to prepare for that job. For instance, you could start volunteering at an NGO, or volunteering at a company, or even going online and learning some of these skills that you know that your future employers will be looking for. So when you start applying, you're not taken aback like, oh my God, like I've never seen this before, or I have no idea how to do this particular thing. So I hope that is clear. But really, now is the time to start looking at the jobs that are available. Don't wait when you start looking for a job. Okay, and then my last point I want to leave you guys with is to also think about the added value that you're going to bring to an organization. Now, remember, you're going to be one of thousands of applicants. It is not good enough to go online and download a template application letter, a template CV, and then you tweak it here and there. Like I said earlier from my first advice, once you've discerned what are your passions and where your interest lies and what is your strong point, and you've made a note of that, then you can tailor your application letter to fit, what you can bring to the company. Just don't, write the same old cookie cutter skills. I can work independently, I can work in a team, so can most of the other people. I can work under pressure. Okay, if you can work under pressure, give an example of times you've worked under pressure. Really, what I'm trying to say is to be genuine when you are applying for a job. I also learned that too. When I started like doing my applications, I would just do the generic letters and tweak it here and there. But then when I just became more serious that I am going to find a job and I am really going to make a concerted effort, I took my time. I looked at the job description and the types of skills that they're looking for, and then I also evaluate myself and genuinely wrote down what skills and what value I am going to bring to that organization. Trust me, employers will notice that, and you are most likely or more likely to get the job if you are genuine. Now, just to add, I do know we are living in a time or in a society whereby merit is not the only determinant in terms of getting a job. There are other factors at play, such as, connections, unfortunately, or luck sometimes. But with that said, you still get out what you put in. So I will always encourage people, use this time now in your final year to start doing the groundwork. Lay the foundation so that when you exit university, you know exactly what you're going to do to start applying for the jobs that you want. So that's my advice. So in a nutshell, just to summarize, first of all, start thinking about your interest, your passions, your strengths. If you haven't already thought about it, list them down. Secondly, think about the sector and the companies that you want to work for. Thirdly, look at the types of jobs that are available, that are being advertised, and what skills that are required, and start ensuring that you are developing these skills that employers are looking for. And most importantly, look at what sets you apart and be genuine when you are applying for a job. Okay, so that is it for today. I know, there's probably like more information, and of course you also have to do the work and continue researching in terms of how you can stand out or set yourself apart. And of course this can be field specific, and a lot of the things I said have been influenced from my field of study, hence I used a lot of the NGO examples. But yeah, I really hope this has been useful, and as usual, you are welcome to leave a comment. If you have any questions, leave them in the chat box or comment section rather. If you are working currently, maybe you can share some advice to people who are job hunting, some advice in terms of how to navigate this, workforce job hunting life. I would really appreciate your comments and your thoughts, and of course leave a like. That is also very helpful. And once again, I want to say thank you guys for supporting the channel. I've really seen the growth and the viewership. It really means a lot. So thanks once again, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.